his virtually best ever tennis at number 9 for the moment. Second year that he's maintained his top 10 ranking, which is not easy. So Tipsarevic, well played.
On the other side, he has Edouard ROGER-VASSELIN. He's 29 years old.
And he comes from where?
And he's 3 inches taller than Janko Tipsarevic at 75 kilograms. And he's from Boulogne-Billancourt of France.
Well done.
And his ATP ranking 102. Turned pro in 2003, a year later than Tipsarevic. And he's had a career best ranking of 67. Been an absolute wonderful match which we've just witnessed. Prakash Amritraj against Go Soida of Japan. You see the Soida winning that 6-4 on the third in 2.5 hours. Some very, very heavy hitting from the baseline. Where they exchange backhands cross court here. And that wonderful backhand by Prakash Amritraj. Yeah, a good forehand volley there by the Japanese. What a wonderful tennis match. You watch these highlights of that off forehand of Go Soida was extremely useful. He won a lot of points with it. A wonderful pass there by Prakash. And 29 minutes. The Japanese coming through 7-6, 3-6, 6-4. And of course, as the tournament progresses, there's a lot of off-court activity by the players. ATP does a great job, and of course they had a kids clinic. A lot of youngsters learning how to run, how to jump, how to move side to side. And it's conducted by all the young. There we see a shot of Go Soida, and then from the younger junior players from Chennai. You see Michael Coleman there, been around for many, many years on the tour. And Vijay hidden behind his umbrella, but there is Vijay to all the youngsters. What a wonderful shot of a future Leander Paes or Somdev Devvarman there with his tennis racket. This is a great tournament for young children. They love coming to watch tennis in this wonderful city of Chennai.
Such a battler, Tipsarevic. Rico, we've seen him here year after year, and one can appreciate those marvelous ground strokes of his. He's coming to the net too every once in a while. That's why he plays doubles occasionally. But just that fighting spirit that Tipsarevic shows. Terrific mover, great pair of legs on him. Motor side to side, never gives up. And though he might be extremely competitive on court, if you do meet him away from court, as we do, living in the same hotel, the fabulous Park, year after year, very nice guy.
Yeah, he's been one of the great ambassadors for the sport. Does a lot for the charities. He's involved with the Child's Cancer Foundation. And been a great ambassador for the game of tennis. And the tennis that he plays is of the highest quality. And he worked himself, for 11 years he's been on the tour, and he's worked himself up into the top 10. Did stay in the 60s and 70s for quite a while. And of course there's a shot of Robin Singh. I guess he's involved with the Mumbai Indians, am I right, Sharu? You should know better than me on this one.
That he is, but
fielding coach or batting coach or something or the other.
Well, almost chief coach really, but such a nice guy again, you know, because I mean, Yeah, sport doesn't always throw up fine ambassadors, but what a great fielder, and he was close to 40 when he had to leave the Indian team, only because he was close to 40, not because he was less fit than any other player, perhaps the fittest then of any other player in the Indian cricket team. Of course, otherwise from the West Indies, Robindra Singh, fine individual, credit to the game, and made the most of his limited batting abilities, but a great fielder. So Robin, thanks for coming and supporting the Aircel Chennai Open. Love to have personalities from other sports. And he's getting the treatment, a bottle of water handed out to him. Didn't have to move. Like Rico.
Yes, we got cricket in my hometown, I'm thinking tomorrow. One-day international between India and Pakistan.
Yeah, you know, I got the strangest of calls on that a little earlier today. Somebody called and said, excuse me, is the match happening? And I said, what? You know, do you know something I don't? Because, of course it's happening, but maybe you know why somebody called me and said, is it happening?
I've been getting phone calls with people asking me for tickets. I keep telling them, thank God I'm in Chennai.
Yeah, when it comes to Indian cricket, the best thing to be or to do is to not be in the city that you belong to when there's a match.
Great shot of the crowd here. Young lady holding an Aircel Ace banner.
So is that your nickname then, Rico?
First set, Edouard ROGER-VASSELIN to serve.
So anyway, we are ready to go. ROGER-VASSELIN from the near court will be opening proceedings against Janko TIPSAREVIC.
Edouard cannot do that. It was a gimme point. Maybe some early nerves, but really he could have put that anywhere and outside the sideline. So an easy free point for our runner-up from last year. Yeah, was just wide, Edouard. Shaky start by the Frenchman. But as we saw in the doubles yesterday, he does have a decent serve and can return pretty effectively. We only saw him from the ad court yesterday, but certainly a high quality of return on the backhand. He's one of those rare players who still plays a fair amount of doubles and with some success, and also in the top 100 of the singles, so it doesn't happen very often these days.
Yeah, it's a rarity now, having guys play both singles and doubles. Wonderful backhand down the line by Edouard ROGER-VASSELIN.
Yeah, that took Tipsarevic by surprise. What a shame. Got some nice angles during that rally.
Trying to go over the highest power of the net there with Edouard ROGER-VASSELIN. Is clipping the top of the tape. So with that, Tipsarevic earns his first break point. Whoa, some heavy hitting here by both the players. Janko Tipsarevic coming up with a big winner down the line. And with that, he breaks Roger-Vasselin's serve. And he's 1-0 in the first set.
Oh, here's a look at that backhand up the line. Perfection, well over the net. Safe, sufficiently inside the line. Here's how he set it up. Did everything right. And it was almost a case of, well, if you can do it, I can do it, and better. Tipsarevic winning a title last year in 2012 at Stuttgart. Not a fabulous win percentage in the finals. He's made 10 so far, won only 3. As was the case in Chennai last year, reached the final. And a gallant fight against the tall Canadian Milos Raonic, who took the title last year. But Jankovic had played so well till then. And Raonic at 6'5" kept banging in those 210 plus serves. Tipsarevic falling just short in the final. Oh, brilliant. On the run. Tipsarevic at full stretch pulls it off. And Roger-Vasselin must be a little startled at the quality of that passing shot on the run. Threaded it over the high part of the net. High quality shot. I've got to say, Tipsarevic may not have the biggest serve in the game. That was only 187. He was a clever server. And of course, very athletic. Great fitness level. That was loose.
14-15.
That's something that Roger-Vasselin will have to be careful about. Can't give too many free points to the second seed. Got to make Tipsarevic earn the victory here. At any rate, after breaking Roger-Vasselin in the opening game, Tipsarevic to love. Oh yes, well played, pulling Tipsarevic out wide and making no mistake with that forehand cross court. All he had to do was play it nice and safe over the net, well inside the baseline. Roger-Vasselin will have to do a little bit of thinking here. How does he avoid being 2 breaks down so early? Like that, I suppose. Good serve. Not much at 182. Very sharply angled. he just long? Is he challenging?
Service by
I think he is.
out.
Okay, so let's see whether that early challenge will benefit Roger-Vasselin. It would have been a clean ace. Oh, well long. What a point for the Frenchman. Tipsarevic blinking first. Some heavy hitting on both the flanks.
So Roger-Vasselin has 2 challenges remaining.
It's such an important point for Roger-Vasselin. And good on the Frenchman that he stayed firm, made no mistake. Hooked that just wide. Well, in the main, he's replying to Tipsarevic in pretty much the same vein. Pretty heavy hitting by Roger-Vasselin as well. Completely off balance, the Frenchman. Big mistake. So Tipsarevic now in position to break twice early in the opening set. No, a little late on that, Roger-Vasselin. Tipsarevic climbed into that second serve, got a nice angle, and is showing who's boss here. Early in the opening set in the second round match. Our second seed, 3-0 in the opening set.
Time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 1, get back.
Thanks for joining us. You're watching live coverage of the Aircel Chennai Open 2013, the premier tennis tournament in South Asia. In fact, the only one ATP Tour event. You're watching the second seed Janko Tipsarevic, finalist here last year. And he is leading 3-love in the second round encounter against the Frenchman, Edouard ROGER-VASSELIN. He should be unhappy, I think, with an insect on court. That really is a problem for both the players. And while he waits for the insect to make an exit, he really shouldn't have missed that backhand. Standard shot, stock shot for the Frenchman. gone. These days, I suppose, maybe from decades, but certainly these days, a short reply is almost always buried into one corner. Inside out, no chance for the Frenchman. Couldn't catch that well. And he's staring at a love 4 scoreline in the opening set. It's 40 love to Tipsarevic. And well played, Tipsarevic, showing who's boss. He's obviously come here in pretty good fettle, moving pretty well, making the big points, and leaving ROGER-VASSELIN to commit all the unforced errors. So, jumping into a 4-love situation in the opening set, the second seed. A rare error by the Serbian. And I think the gentleman to my right might have just about recovered. One from expectations of a father, which are probably more important, and two from the climb up to the commentary box. Vijay, great to have you here. And I'm glad we're finally doing something together. Apart from the opener.
That's the good news. That's the good news. Yeah, it's tough sitting through matches like that, you know, when you have such a great interest in it. And it's always hard. But it was one heck of a match, that, which we just witnessed. Just to throw in my 2 cents worth. But tell me, watching this match start off so much in favor of Tipsarevic just shows how focused he is when he gets to Chennai, and he prepared by playing the Mubadala event in Abu Dhabi before getting here at Tipsarevic, so he's already in full flow in 2013.
To an extent, of course, he's being assisted by the large number of unforced errors by the Frenchman. And not that ROGER-VASSELIN is missing those on the stretch. He's just missing it while being in good position. So maybe it's the speed of the ground strokes of Tipsarevic, who knows. But ROGER-VASSELIN clearly second best for now. You were mentioning his preparation, and he's such a pro, isn't he? Tipsarevic prepares very hard, he's very focused, and yet off the court, such a nice guy, which is always a delight, because you don't want some surly, you know, sportsman around you.
Like you or me.
No, anything but.
Looking to hold serve here, ROGER-VASSELIN. His father played with us.
Christoph, yeah.
Christoph ROGER-VASSELIN.
You played with him?
Yes. He was on the tour about the same time.
Ah, just good news for ROGER-VASSELIN. You have to play it again? No. That's rough. Well played, side to side, found his range, and Roger-Vasselin is on the scoreboard. He's a couple of breaks behind.
Tipsarevic leads 4 games. Time.
Well, a lovely view of the centre court here at the Nungambakkam tennis facility. We've said it only 100 times before, but don't mind saying it again. India's tennis capital. Great tournament, run fabulously, plenty of interest. Of course, it builds up as the weekend goes along. Some of the finest tennis players come in and showcase a high standard of the game year after year. As is our second seed, 4-1 up in the opening set. Gone about his business efficiently.
15.
Just on the line. Well, Tipsarevic should have put away the previous ball. But Roger-Vasselin got to it, and what a gallant effort by Tipsarevic. Did he need to, being 4-1 up? Possibly not, but a wonderful stretch. Should have put it away here. Well, look at that. Great effort, well in. Short balls these days that get put away so efficiently, almost 95, 97 times out of 100.
This, of course, is the big difference between players ranked in the top 10 or 15. Don't make mistakes on those easier balls, taking advantage of that short response there. 3 points for 5-1. Just as I said it, pushed that one wide, but he really went after that, didn't he?
Yeah, he leapt into it and perhaps got a shade too close, which is why the ball swerved away.
So pulling away very nicely here, Tipsarevic. 5 games to 1, opening set. About 22 minutes on the clock.
You know, you do wonder, what could Roger-Vasselin do to try and get back into this? Because he's obviously a much better player than the 1-5 that we see. A few unforced, well, more unforced errors than winners from Tipsarevic, and I don't know whether he can just steady his game somewhat. Has a wonderful backhand. Oh yes, soft hands as well. That's what happens when you play a fair amount of doubles as he does.
Good feel here from the backhand volley of Roger-Vasselin. Looking to hold on. Interesting, isn't it? Leander played doubles with this guy, lost in the first round yesterday, played with the other guy, won the tournament last year. Tipsarevic.
Well, since you mentioned it, wasn't quite at his best, was he, Leander? In terms of returning, the percentage wasn't there.
Was busy with his movies. Somebody was saying that he probably just played a few days in the last couple of months.
A good hold there for Roger-Vasselin. We'll come back to that because there are several interesting stories that we can get at from Vijay. 2-5, the Frenchman opening set.
Right. Are you serious? Can't be. He speaks Hindi, no? Welcome back. Day 3 of these championships, the Aircel Chennai Open. And Charo and I at centre court here at the Nungambakkam Tennis Stadium, watching Roger-Vasselin and Tipsarevic in this second round match. Tipsarevic, of course, had a bye. It's a 28 draw, so all the 4 top seeds had byes as Tipsarevic serves for the first set with new balls. Two good first serves there. Unusual double fault there, wasn't it?
It was first, but not that you'd ever want a double fault, but he's in a position where he can quickly shrug it off and get on with it. 2 points away from the first set. Well, he gives it a long look, Roger-Vasselin being such an important point. Taking it now to set point, but it did look like it was long. And he'll be glad he didn't challenge it. Not that it would have mattered so much at this stage of the set. Losing the challenge, I mean. Just to clarify.
Good strike that with the forehand.
14, 30.
Still set point for Tipsarevic.
Well, that shot right there smacked of, well, it doesn't matter now, does it? So I'm going to go for it. Successfully, of course.
Nicely done. Comes in here very well, catching Tipsarevic on the wrong foot to chip that backhand back. Wasn't good enough. He was on it. He got the volley he wanted. Set point number 3.
He did everything right till he missed that volley.
Well done. Tipsarevic kicks out the serve at 142 kilometers an hour. ROGER-VASSELIN does well to get around this one over the high part of the net here and then guides it nicely up the line.
Couldn't repeat that forehand cross-court success. Was in the slot though, just didn't execute it properly.
Yes, good rallying there. Tipsarevic pulls off the challenge. So 31 minutes this first set, 6 games to 2.
Guys, toilet break.
I don't know, this is Tanveer, right? Is he? So 6 games to 2. Janko Tipsarevic of Serbia wins the first set in 31 minutes. And, here are some of the highlights of the first set. I think ROGER-VASSELIN is taking a restroom break. Here are some of the highlights of that first set. Is so solid off both flanks. Janko Tipsarevic. It was 4-love before ROGER-VASSELIN won his first game.
Final point. Got to change it up with a slice. Caught the tape. Just the one winner from Tipsarevic. Whereas you can see that he's been on the attack well inside the court.
Second set.
So ROGER-VASSELIN will open up the second set.
had time to change his shirt. Still pretty hot and humid here in Chennai, despite this being the best part of the year. Yes, well finished. Nice swing volley earlier on. He had a look at a passing shot. Went straight back at Tipsarevic, but just dumped it into the net. I wonder if we'll see more aggression from ROGER-VASSELIN in the second set. A little tentative in the first part of the opening set, but towards the end, we saw him cranking it up. And it looks like that's continuing. Not happy with the tension of that racket. Unusual error from the second seed, and a much better start for the Frenchman in the second set. That's the way to do it. Good serve, short reply, an easy put away. So a much better start then for Edouard ROGER-VASSELIN in the second set. And he certainly looked, or is a much better player than the scoreline would suggest in the opening set. For a fair smattering of people to watch this fantastic tournament. Chennai has always supported it very well, and it's also the demographics, or what should we say, Vijay? Lots of older people, lots of younger kids. You know, it's not just for a certain section. A lot of people of different ages come and enjoy the tennis dished out in this tournament.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Charu. Wide range of people. Young people talking on cell phones as well.
You know,
the tennis. And yes, which is what's so great about this event.
Your cell phones, gosh, I mean, it's one of those devil and deep sea. Can't live with them, can't live without them.
I think I read somewhere that texting, India is #1 now.
If you're talking about just the number of people, then, you know, going to be #1 in just about every such case.
Yes, but I mean...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, it's just crazy, isn't it? Well wide. Oh, that's hard luck. But you know, there's another possibility with texting. I wouldn't call it a fact, but the cost of each text is the same as, say, speaking for a minute. So if you would just speak for 3 minutes, that's a lot of talk, rather than 3 or 4 texts each. I see. Well done.
Somebody should explain to the kids the economics of texting.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But a quick phone call solves the issue, doesn't it? I don't know. We're coming off of a different age group here, Charu.
Well,
let's not give it away.
Unless, of course, there is no such thing as a quick call anymore
Yes.
with kids.
Well done. Oh, a comfortable hold there for the man from Serbia.
Well, what we've seen of Tipsarevic in the past is his tenacity. He runs just about everything down. Today, in the second round match, hasn't really been tested. But one of the many things to appreciate about Tipsarevic's game is just his doggedness. Chases everything. Very athletic.
Came in nicely to knock off the volley.
Oh, just wide pity. Point of the match so far. Tipsarevic in a defensive position earlier on, converted it into attack. Tried to do too much with that cross-court forehand.
Well, it's very important for Roger-VASSELIN to see if he can stay close to this man in the second set. He let the first set run away from him, having been down 4-love.
Played that very late, Roger-VASSELIN. Looked like he might have gone inside out with that forehand, but eventually played up the line. And Tipsarevic just a shade late. The Frenchman had the opportunity. Just tried to do a little too much. Without question, a much better start for Roger-Vasselin. Heavier ground strokes, making Tipsarevic work a lot more than he did in the opening set. Shame. Had a look at that forehand up the line pass. Still have to be that much more careful playing the high part of the net. Once again, backhand volley not working for Major Pradeep.
Back to deuce. Oh, look at that. 6 minutes, 19 seconds. The service game of Roger-Vasselin. Missed it, just over the baseline.
Roger-Vasselin missing two backhand volleys that he really should have made to hold his serve. Of course, generally playing a lot better though.
Well done. Very well disguised drop shot there from Roger-Vasselin. He holds on. 2-1. Second set, Tipsarevic won the first. Welcome back to Nungambakkam Tennis Stadium in Chennai, the capital of the southern state of Tamil Nadu. Charu and I are watching the second round encounter. Janko Tipsarevic. Well, might not be sunny, but you know what? Is that the wacky picture of the day?
I was about to say, yeah.
It's up there, isn't it?
We've got a wackiest fan of the Aircel Chennai Open thing going, and he's certainly playing the part. Such an important and, in the end, difficult hole for Roger-Vasselin in the last game, but he did well, stayed firm. you can't do. No point giving 3 points away to the second seed. And make him work for it. Nothing much in that second serve. Too easy off the short reply. 7 minutes and a bit for the previous game for ROGER-VASSELIN to hold, and just a minute and a bit for the second seed to make it 2-2.
Oh, I say, got it in, didn't he?
Point of the match so far. And really heavy hitting by both the players. ROGER-VASSELIN looks gutted.
Look at the angle here from Tipsarevic. Forced Vasselin to play this drop shot. Tipsarevic picks it up beautifully, slides into this one. Gets the winner.
That's an interesting stat. ROGER-VASSELIN running 80 meters, and that last point Tipsarevic is 55. Shows he was working hard.
Not good enough, the drop shot. If it doesn't quite have the element of surprise and execution. This one here from ROGER-VASSELIN, bounced up pretty high. Tipsarevic taking his time and then squeezing out the winner. So 2 games all on the ROGER-VASSELIN serve and 3 chances to break. There it is. Just needed the one, Tipsarevic. And in a commanding position now. 6-2, 3-2 with a break of serve.
Time.
So Janko Tipsarevic, the number 2 seed from Serbia, 6-2, 3-2 with a break of serve in this second round match against Edouard ROGER-VASSELIN of France. He's very focused, this man, as he normally is, but a couple of years ago he had a bit of a... He used to get a lot of mental lapses in the middle of the match, but now he's much more focused throughout the entire match, serving a 3-2.
Yeah, I remember that. Seemed to explode every once in a while, muttered to himself and looked very upset, but obviously he's calmed down, that's for sure. Success can do that to you, calm you down. Such a big forehand, Tipsarevic.
Stan Wawrinka waiting for his match. He comes up next on center court. Well done. Forcing the error there, the Frenchman.
Long. I noticed, sorry to go back to that first singles, Prakash sadly losing, just to point your point there, but I did notice you go back and perhaps you went to the dressing room or not. Did you have something to say to him?
No, I think when we see these long matches, after whether you win or lose, when I go and sit with him for a few minutes, we don't have to say anything. You know, I know what he's going to say, and he knows what my response would be. It's more a question of spending those few minutes together, and then he get calmed down, basically.
Did you put your arm around him?
Eventually. But there was a big debate on the scheduling of the match, and you know, obviously there was a very good scenario for his match not to have been played today, to have been given a day off after having played 4 matches in 3 days, and the ATP supervisor and who really eventually made the call on the whole thing, really didn't quite have Indian interest at heart. Neither did he have, which is a complete discretion, by the way, where you could have obviously played Prakash's match next day to give him a day, especially having played 4 matches over 3 days.
Rare error by Tipsarevic. Vasselin holds to make it 3-4. He's still somewhat in the second set. There's a breakdown though. The second seed leads 4-3.
So just to break away here, Roger-Vasselin. Tipsarevic up 4-3 in the second set, but still very much on top in this match, second round match.
And sorry to bring it back to what you were saying before that break. Yes, I mean, there were a lot of people who were quite concerned about the physical exertion that Prakash had to go through playing those qualifiers in a row, and then of course a very tough opening round match as well.
Yes, but again, also to add to that, the other same situation for Stieber, the German, who's playing Wawrinka in the next match. He played 4 matches in 3 days as well. And under no circumstances should they have both been asked to play 5 matches in 4 days. Actually, so many players came up to me and said, you know, why didn't you say something? Why couldn't you request, you know, which we did, as a matter of fact, and the TNTA requested it as well, and the tournament director also requested it, and the ATP have really, I think, made a humongous mistake here, as well as, and you see also a lot of the officiating here has been where the umpires have really not been quite in control of the time warning penalty and so on. You'd never find them do that if Federer was playing or Nadal was playing or Murray was playing, you know, on the time warning. They're very, very tight and sometimes loose with it. The discretion is being used freely.
Generally speaking, though, I've got to admit it's a fantastic tournament, but every once in a while it's nice to be able to use discretion to take the tournament forward rather than be a stickler.
Absolutely, and that's how you manage the crowd, you manage the players, you manage the situation. That is the experienced people up in the chair. And here you're guided by Hawkeye as well. You don't have to make big service calls or line calls. Well done, good volley there.
Well, he has raised his game. In fact, from the tail end of the first set, he's carried it on, Roger-Vasselin. He missed 2 of those earlier on in his service game, which he held after 7 minutes. This time, no mistake. Nice, clean backhand volley.
So far, the toughest service game Tipsarevic has had. Comes up with an ace very quickly at 30 all. just didn't quite make it. Perfect shot. Tipsarevic was well behind the baseline, but Vasselin's drop shot not quite clearing the net.
You know, the tape can play such a cruel role in the game.
Happens so many times, doesn't it?
But you know, the net is that high. It's not the tape's fault. You gotta clear it. But when you do hit the tape, you just feel cheated sometimes, saying, "Oh, come on."
Wonderful Woody Allen movie called Match Point. I don't know if you ever saw it. Opens with the tennis ball hitting the tape and falling on his side of the net, so he decides not to be a tennis pro anymore and goes into life.
Roger-Vasselin on that point that hit the tape may not have seen the funnier side of it.
No.
And he does it this time. It was a great shot up the line as well. He knew that Tipsarevic was deep down in that ad-court corner. This time he executed the drop shot to perfection. Good on Roger-Vasselin. Didn't shy away from it.
Big return of serve.
Might even have gone out, but it was rifled straight at the body of Roger-Vasselin. Couldn't get out, nor could he execute the volley. This came out of nowhere, just miscued it. Well, you've got to force Tipsarevic to serve out for the match.
Couldn't quite create the angle from the middle of the court there, Roger-Vasselin. And so suddenly it's match point for Tipsarevic to go into the quarterfinal. He's got it. Very solid performance there by the number 2 seed. Janko Tipsarevic coming through comfortably in an hour and 8 minutes, 6-2, 6-3, and a very, very good start to his challenge for this title here at the Aircel Chennai Open 2013. A little bit in that second set of a little bit of a hiccup, but take a look at the stats here. Tipsarevic 64% first serves, a couple of aces, just the one double fault, 10 winners to Vasselin's 15, but the unforced errors made the big difference. 37 unforced errors for Edouard ROGER-VASSELIN and just the 19 for Janko Tipsarevic. And ROGER-VASSELIN didn't have a break point in the entire match. As confirmation of the score, Janko Tipsarevic coming through in the second round match, 6-2, 6-3 against the Frenchman. Oh, well done. It's not bad, considering everyone else didn't make contact with the ball. So, trying his hand here to see if he can get it up there. Well done. Winding himself up here. Let's see if he can get it up there. Oh, yes, I think he probably did. Well done. Sizable crowd here at the Nungambakkam Tennis Stadium in Chennai. And let's go on to Charu Sharma. He's with the winner.
Thanks so much, Vijay. Janko, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. It feels almost like home here. Thanks.
It looks like they might like you here in Chennai. Are you glad to be back? Where were you off season? Did you spend it in a warm place or back home?
Off season, we were doing a preparation, believe it or not, in Doha, where the tournament is going to be played. And it was a little bit strange because there was all these posters of all these players. But I decided, as every year, to come back here to Chennai, 6 years almost, so feeling almost like home here.
And we are delighted, of course, to have you here back in Chennai. A little disappointing last year that you didn't carry away the singles trophy. And of course, you did the doubles, so maybe renewed resolve this year?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm playing one round better every year, playing quarters, semis, last year finals, so hopefully I'm going to try and bring it all the way this year.
You know, this is the new year. You've been twice now in the top 10. But what do we do? What do you do so that we can see you in the top 5?
In one way, it's pretty easy. I have to say that I have to be a better tennis player. I have to improve every aspect of my game if I want to compete and beat the top 4 or 5 players in the world, which, well, all of you probably know currently are dominating this sport. And second thing, I know I said it's easy, but it's really, really, really difficult. These guys are playing really good tennis, but I'm on a good way. Hopefully this is going to be the year.
You know, we appreciate your tennis, but I speak for every fan here. What we appreciate even more is the fact that you seem to be a fabulous person off the court. So welcome back to Chennai. Look forward to seeing you all the way through.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Janko TIPSAREVIC, our second seed, through to the 3rd round in straight sets.
So a good performance there by Janko TIPSAREVIC, and that interview with Charu Sharma on centre court. And this is what's coming up, of course, after a very short break. But Cedric Marcel Stebe, another qualifier who come through and won his first round match up against Stan Wawrinka, the highly rated 2nd ranked Swiss player after Roger Federer. We'll take a short break. Please stay with us here and watch the Aircel Chennai Open 2013.
Could you